All right, hi guys. I know a lot of you are out of town for this Friday activity or class time that we had. I hope you're having a good trip and everything is okay. I wanted to give you a little bit of what's going on in our classroom today. So if you take a look, we've got here is our get set. And what we did today is we did open OneNote and found the poetry tab and just spent about 5 minutes going through that Where I'm From poem in OneNote and literally practice knowing what do you remember your peers saying to you when we all presented together. So go ahead and pause the video, go to your iPad, and take some time to practice knowing stanza by stanza. What did stanza one group say? What can you remember? Just type it in there. If you have trouble typing, if you triple click, like triple tap on the poem itself, a little icon will pop up so you can type. So pause me, do that, and then come back. All right, hopefully you're back and you've done that. The next thing we did was read aloud. I'm not going to read to you. We'll just get you caught up when you get back. Then, of course, we practiced dead verbs. Again, we practiced that knowing. We're going to probably have the quiz next Friday, so really be ready for that. We opened the grammar tab in OneNote and deleted our last practice and just made another practice and tried again and then compared what we were doing. So, and how you did. Really, it's just a matter of practicing that knowing. Do you know what do you know your dead verbs? Know them by Friday. And then we moved into how to write your Where I'm From poem. We spent a couple of days, we read it, we listened to George Ella Lyon read it, and then we went and analyzed it together in groups and heard our peers talk about it, and you've reflected on it again today. And so here it's our turn to write our own. And I'm going to see if I can find my other one. I bet I don't have it. It is in your, I don't have it up, so not to waste your time. Let me grab one, just a second. Okay, I'm back. In your poetry tab, on OneNote, you have your poem, Where I'm From by George Ella Lyon, and if you scroll down, you're going to find one that I wrote several years ago. So I'll read it to you, and you can follow along. I am from the jungle created by sprinklers in the front yard. 2 blue houses, best friends in the gym. The 4 cornflakes and a grape nut, wildcats and laughter. I'm from busy traffic and shopping centers to hay bales and cornfields that I spent summer days exploring. I'm from the home of the Falcons, board games, cards, and sewing. I'm from lasting friendships and lasting love. I'm from ice cream and pasta, the Boyds and the Webbers. From a table filled with friends and family, a home full of toys. The books on my shelves are a window to my world. I'm from a Lord who loves me, quiet and shy. I'm from these moments, snapped before I budded, leaf fall from the family tree. So this one I wrote years ago, and I asked the classes, how many stanzas did I write? Hopefully you said 4. And really, then I asked, how many stanzas did George Ella Lyon write? Hopefully you said 4. Then I asked, but how many did I really write? And everybody said, oh, you copied the last stanza. Now, I need some revising to happen because I left out a few lines on the I am from these moments. I left out the under my bed is a box filled with picture or address box. So then what I did every hour is you can see on the screen here, I have George Ella Lyon's poem on the left. And I have my poem that I wrote just today on the right. It's a draft, just like yours is going to be. You have got to get over the, I wrote it, I'm done, it's the best I can do. No author does that, and we are going to be authors this year. So if you take a look here, we've got, I highlighted the words from George Ella Lyon that I used again in my poem because she's our expert. She's the one that actually makes money doing this. And so we want to use her and lean on her until we get to where we know what we're doing and we don't need a mentor as much anymore. So what I did was, here's the deal. I'm not from Clothespins. Clothespins are not on my territories list. And if you were here in class, my territories list was up on the board. And so instead, I chose, this is George Ella Lyon. It's not me, and it's probably not you either. So I chose from my territories list home movies. I am from home movies. And then I remember from our discussion in class that the group that did stanza 1 said, well, this is all about cleaning. Clothespins are laundry, Clorox could be laundry or cleaning, and this carbon tetrachloride is a cleaner. So I made my lines match too. I am from home movies, from Elmer's Glue and Hairspray. And really, as an author, what I'm hoping is you want to know what in the world was I doing with Elmer's Glue and Hairspray in a home movie. It has to do with hair, and it's a little frightening. Maybe another day I'll tell that story. So then she says, I am from the dirt under the back porch. So I say, I am from the snow days spent in the backyard. Cold, white, glistening, we almost died. I really liked her use of parentheses because I think it kind of just adds an element of coolness, right? Or like it feels authorish. And so I encourage you to try the same thing. And again, I hope you want to know the story. I'd really like to know how she knows the dirt tasted like beets. Like, what's the story behind that? Did she eat the dirt and why? Hopefully, you kind of want to know how I almost died in the snow. Okay, this next one I'm not thrilled about. I did revise it 6th hour. Here it was something different, first hour, but I am from the home of the Falcons, the Wildcats, and the Pioneers, whose campuses I remember dumping rainwater out of my backpack. Again, it doesn't flow. I got to come back to this. But you know what? It's not done yet. All right, so then I move on. I'm from waffles and books. I could use eyeglasses. I wear them, right? I love fudge, but I'd rather say that I'm from waffles and books. And then I remember our group talking about the fact that this is 2 people. So I picked 2 people. These are my best friends, from Tracy and Janelle. She says I'm from the know-it-alls and the pass-it-ons. I don't like this again either, so I got to work on it. I'm from the no I can'ts and the give your bests. It's this that just doesn't work. I got to figure that out. And then from perk up and pipe down, I didn't really have anything to fit there, so I said from violin and the gym. I'm from the small white church and Mr. Morrison's deep voice. I'm from amazing grace and a strong family. I don't mind this. I kind of like how this ended and how it sounds out loud. Because remember, poetry is meant to be heard, right? So if poetry is meant to be heard, we want to say it to ourselves and really feel the rhythm and what do we want it to sound like. Okay, moving on because I don't want to use too much of your time. I'm from Artemis and Billy's branch. Again, our group told us that this was like the family tree. So I put my parents' names in here. You could put your grandparents' names in here. You could put ancestors from long ago in there. It's what you want. This is yours, okay? Fried coffee and fried corn and strong coffee. I don't eat either one of those, although I've never tried fried corn. I might like it. But I am from barbecue and sweet tea. All right. Then I saw here that she was talking about injuries, so I went with it this time around. From the hospital visits, ports, and chemotherapy, the scar I have from the baseball bat. And then here I did add, under my bed. This is one of my favorite lines I love to read from you guys because I want to know what is under your bed. It's always fun to hear. So I wrote, under my bed is my dog, shaking from fear of the storms, needing to be comforted. I am from those moments, snap before I budded, leaf fall from the family tree. So see, I kept this part of her poem because I think it's a nice ending, but feel free to change it if you want to. And you know what? I'm going to do this. Shaken from fear of the storms. You know, Hannah never really got worried about the storms as much as the fireworks. Storms didn't bother her so much, so I think I'm going to revise that and put fireworks in there. Okay, so now it's your turn. You can use you need to use Google Classroom, and I'm going to go to that for you here. Let's see. There's my Google Classroom. Find your hour, of course, and you'll click on the Where I'm From button here. Now this is the teacher view here. I wish I could show you a student view, but you'll see it. It'll have a little blue icon with white lines on it. And if you click on it, it's going to open up a page. When you open that page, please look in the right-hand corner for a white arrow going up diagonal. Click on that. It'll open Google Docs. Google Docs will then be where you can type. Please don't write this poem without Georgella Lyon's poem right next to you. So a lot of people did a split screen with OneNote. Again, I wish I could just hook up my iPad and show you this. On your iPad, once you have Google Docs up, go to the right and gently pull from the right. on your iPad, and a tab will come out. And you can find OneNote, open it, and it'll be OneNote and Google Docs side by side. Then in the middle, you're going to see this little like tabby thing. I want you to pull it so it goes halfway down. That will make it so that you can leave OneNote up and see the poem, and you can type, okay? Or, you know what? You can get to anything from a computer that you have internet with. So if you would rather put your iPad next to you and bring up the poem on OneNote and then log in on your computer, you go to classroom.google.com. It'll ask you for your email address. It's the whole thing. The students, can you see mine up here? students.olatheschools.com. And it'll ask for your password, and voila, you'll be in. So it's kind of how you want to work. When we were here, I had it up on the screen for people, and I also had it on the stool in paper form. But you're not here for me to share that. I wish you were. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Get started on this. The tentative due date is the 7th, which is Wednesday. But I'm hesitant. It may end up being Friday. Okay, but write like it is Wednesday, and we'll go from there. We'll see you soon. Bye.